And back here live at Fiserv Forum, the delegates are now watching a video that has the kind of view of the Biden administration that you would expect to see at the Republican convention. A look at what they're calling failed policies, and a look at how the Republican Party could do things better if they take over the White House over the next 4 years. I can tell you though, earlier today the energy was really electric. You could feel that this has been an emotional time for the delegates, just 2 days after their presidential nominee had the assassination attempt that he survived. So let's show you what it looked like on the floor just a short time ago. I was with the California delegation. It is the largest in the entire country with 169 delegates. Of course, news traveled fast when former President Trump announced his choice of J.D. Vance as a running mate. Californians like to point out that Senator Vance lived in California for about a decade. He was in the Silicon Valley as he worked in venture capital. We caught up with not only our local delegates, but also former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, who dropped out of the race and backed former President Trump. Just your reaction to J.D. Vance being chosen as the vice presidential nominee.
Outstanding choice. I think he's going to be an excellent vice president. He and I were good friends and have been good friends for over a decade. We were law school classmates, actually. And to see him now in this position, I'm not only incredibly proud of him, but I'm grateful for the country. And I think he's going to be, I think the Trump-Vance ticket will be the single most formidable ticket of our lifetime. That's what I believe.
You know him personally, but what can Americans expect? What can we expect from him in a vice presidential role?
He is somebody who's smart, energetic, clear-headed, and actually has a clear ideology. And that's different than almost any other American politician who I know.
I think we're all really excited. We were excited about the choices that we had, and I think Senator Vance brings a lot to the ticket. He's the younger generation. He can speak to all Americans, which I think is really critical right now. And as you guys know, he does have some California roots. It's time in the tech industry and finance, and so we're really excited about this VP pick.
Among the speakers we're expecting here tonight is a California mother who says that she moved out of state because she didn't agree with policies in California, and the president of the Teamsters Union, which is notable because traditionally the union support has gone to the Democrats. But again, the person that most of these delegates are most wanting to see tonight is their presidential nominee, former President Donald Trump, expected to be here in the family booth with his children. Back to you.